What do you see?
Someone who wants to know what the fuck is going on.
I see a young man with potential. A young man who is loyal. Who can do as he's asked. And who wants to do something good with his life.
Have you ever heard the phrase, manners maketh man before? And do you know what it means? Join us in our latest Cinephile episode to find out, and be sure to visit our Funday website for more. Hello everyone, I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. Kingsman: The Secret Service is a 2014 action spy comedy film with Samuel L. Jackson, Colin Firth, Mark Strong, and Michael Caine playing supporting roles. The film follows Iggy recruitment and training into a secret spy organization. Iggy joins a mission in a brutal and comedic fashion to tackle a global threat from Richmond Valentine, a wealthy megalomaniac wanting to deal with climate change. During a mission in the Middle East in 1997, probationary secret agent Lee sacrifices himself to protect his superior, Harry Hart, from an explosion. Hart, blaming himself for Lee's death, returns to London to give Lee's widow, Michelle, and her young son, Gary Iggy, a medal engraved with an emergency assistant number. 17 years later, Iggy is a stereotypical antisocial lower-class youth dressed in sportswear, having dropped out of training for Royal Marines despite his intelligence and talent for both gymnastics and parkour. After getting arrested for stealing a car, Iggy dials the number on the medal given to him, and Hart arranges his release. They go to the bar and bump into some thugs.
Are we going to stand around here all day? Or are we going to fight?
Hart effortlessly fights them off and bids Iggy farewell. As he does, he bugs him. Once Iggy gets home, the abusive stepdad begins beating him. Hart threatens him and tells Iggy to meet him at the tailor shop. Once there, Hart explains that he's a member of Kingsman, a private intelligence service founded by British elites who lost their heirs in World War I and put their money towards protecting the world. The organization is named for the tailor shop, which they now use as a front for their bases. Hart, codenamed Galahad, explains a position is available, as Agent Lancelot was killed by assassin Gazelle while trying to rescue university professor James Arnold from kidnappers. Iggy becomes Hart's candidate.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Merlin. You are about to embark on what is probably the most dangerous job interview in the world. One of you, and only one of you, will become the next Lancelot.
Their first test came about as they were asleep. The room begins to fill with water. Most of them created a breathing apparatus with the shower head, but only Iggy found a way of escape by breaking the two-way mirror. Merlin discovers that Professor Arnold is working as though nothing had happened. Hart attempts to interrogate him, but a microchip in Professor Arnold's neck explodes, killing him and putting Hart into a coma. The detonation signal is traced to a facility owned by Gazelle's employer, Richmond Valentine, an internet billionaire and philanthropist.
Made me kill Professor Arnold. Goddamn love Professor Arnold.
Well, the good news is we know the emergency and surveillance system work.
You know what's not good news? My colleague died. That's what he said. This is an organization and they're all over us.
After a few weeks, Hart awakes and arranges a meet with Valentine, who's offered everyone in the world SIM cards that grant free cellular and internet connectivity. Posing as a billionaire philanthropist, Hart meets Valentine face to face. Other candidates are eliminated through dangerous training tests run by Merlin, until only Iggy and Roxy, a candidate Iggy befriends, are left. Hart later spends time with Iggsy explaining the responsibilities of a Kingsman.
My first mission foiled the assassination of Margaret Thatcher.
Not everybody would thank you for that one.
The point is, Eggsy, nobody thanked me for any of them. Front page news on all these occasions was celebrity nonsense. Because it's the nature of Kingsmen that our achievements remain secret.
At the final test, Iggsy and Roxy are asked to shoot the dogs that they raised during the training process. Iggsy refuses to complete the task, while Roxy does and is named the new Lancelot. Hart learns of Valentine's connection to an obscure church in Kentucky and travels there wearing glasses containing a video transceiver as Iggsy watches. Valentine activates the SIM card in a church, triggering a signal that causes complete chaos and a killing frenzy begins. Hart's spy training leaves him as the only survivor, while outside the church, Valentine awaits him.
What did you do to me? I had no control. I killed all those people. I wanted to.
Clever, isn't it? In simple terms, it's a neurological wave that triggers the centers of aggression and switches off inhibitors.
Transmitted through your nasty free SIM cards, I assume.
After finish explaining, Valentine shoots Hart in the face. Iggsy and the crew are devastated. Iggsy returns to the Kingsman headquarters and notices that Arthur, the Kingsman's leader, has a scar on the neck just like Professor Arnold's. Arthur reveals that Valentine plans to transmit his neurological wave worldwide via satellite network. Believing the result, culling of most of the human race will avert its extinction via global warming. Only those Valentine has chosen will be unaffected. Arthur tries to poison Iggsy, but Iggsy was one step ahead of him.
The problem with us common types is that we're light-fingered. Kingsman's taught me a lot, but sleight of hand.
Yes, they're founder members.
I had that down already.
Arthur dies and Iggsy informs Merlin and Roxy. Once verified, the three set out to stop Valentine. Roxy uses a high-altitude balloon to destroy one of Valentine's satellites and break up the network just in time. But Valentine secures a replacement. Merlin flies Iggsy to Valentine's base, where he masquerades as Arthur. Iggsy is discovered by a failed Kingsman recruit, Charlie, leading to both Iggsy and Merlin being cornered. In a desperate attempt, Iggsy suggests Merlin to activate the implanted chip's failsafe, killing everyone with a chip implant. Valentine is still alive, and he activates the signal, triggering worldwide pandemonium. Iggsy tries to stop him, but Gazelle fights him off. Iggsy, using a lethal blade hidden in his shoe, kills Gazelle and uses one of her prosthetic legs to impale Valentine, stopping the signal and ending the threat.
What's up, man? Is this the part where you say some really bad pun?
It's like you said to Harry. This ain't that kind of movie, bruv.
Perfect.
Iggsy, now the new Galahad, walks into the same pub as before and offers his mother and half-sister a new home away from his abusive stepfather. But the stepfather refuses and tells Iggsy to get lost.
Manners maketh man.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Eggsy, I'm gonna shove your manners up your fuck.
So, are we gonna stand around here all day? Or are we gonna fight?
This was the first installment in the Kingsman film series. A sequel titled Kingsman: The Golden Circle was released in 2017, with the main cast returning. And a prequel, The King's Man, is currently scheduled to be released on December 22nd, 2021. 接下来入标揭晓今天电影迷金牌特务 Kingsman: The Secret Service 要讲些什么。 Hey Ruby, what's your favorite scene of the movie?
Easy, the scene at the bar.
Ooh, manners make it man.
Yes. Politeness and good manners are essential to humanity.
Manner 跟 man 都算是常见的字，不过 make it 该怎么解释呢？
Make it 其实是古英语用法，所以确实比较不常见。替换成现代用法，其实就是 make 的第三人称单数。
Oh, makes. Manner makes man.
Any other 古英语用法吗？
There's one that's similar. Told it, as in he told it a great story.
Oh, he told a great story. What about art?
艺术品.
Actually, it means art. So like you art beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I got another one. Hope ye all learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile as I did.
E for you, right?
Right. Well, I'm Wade.
I'm Ruby.
You can find more on the Fun Day website.
Let's make every day a fun day.
Only in this case, I'm offering you the opportunity to become a Kingsman.
A tailor.
A Kingsman agent.
Like a spy.
Of sorts. Interested?
You think I've got anything to lose?